Welcome to the Art English Workshop. My name is Robin. Today, we're going to learn about the objects that belong to someone. Let's start with the sentence patterns. Sweepy has a small robot. His robot is under the chair. Django has a kite. His kite is on the tree. Teddy has a blue hat. Her hat is on the dog. Tick-tock and Josie have a ball. Their ball is near the table. Electra has 3 discs. Her discs are near the tree. Topsy and Turvy have a video. Their video is under the toy box. Juicy has a yellow telephone. His telephone is in the toy box. And Pat and Ned have a cat. Their cat is under the umbrella. Very good. Next, Pat and Ned say, "Our bear is short and fat." Our bear is short and fat. Then Ned says, "His bear is small." His bear is small. And Pat says, "Their bear is big and fat." Their bear is big and fat. And Ned says, "Her bear is tall and thin." Her bear is tall and thin. Then Zing says, "My bear is small and fat." My bear is small and fat. Very good. Now we can move on to the song. Do you know this song? It's called Whose Is It? Let's read the lyrics together. Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it mine? Is it hers? Is it his? Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it yours? Is it theirs? Yes, it is. Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it mine? Is it hers? Is it his? Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it yours? Is it theirs? Yes, it is. Now we're going to sing along. Are you ready? Is it? Whose is it? Is it mine? Is it hers? Is it his? Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it yours? Is it theirs? Yes, it is. Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it mine? Is it hers? Is it his? Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it yours? Is it theirs? Yes, it is. It's a very simple song. Now, one more time. Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it mine? Is it hers? Is it his? Whose is it? is it? Is it yours? Is it theirs? Yes, it is. And whose is it? Whose is it? Is it mine? Is it hers? Is it his? Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it yours? Is it theirs? Yes, it is. Okay, now I'm going to skip few words. Can you fill them in as we sing? Okay, let's try. Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it mine? Is it hers? Is it his? Whose is it? Whose is it? Is it yours? Is it theirs? Yes, it is. Very good. Whose? It. Is it mine? Is it hers? Is it his? And is it yours? Is it theirs? Yes, it is. Very good. Now, let's move on to the words. Here are the words from this unit. Let's read them first, shall we? Okay. Yours, ship, a balloon, it's there, look like, skirt, hair, daughter, a picture, a word, a vase, a fish, years old, 12, a dog, a book, other, whose, a dress, 11. Okay, here goes the word quiz. Where is the balloon? Can you find a balloon? Here is the balloon. And what is this? It means a word. What is this? It's a skirt. What is this? It's a dress. What is this? What does this card mean? It means whose. And what is this? It's other. Where is the vase? Where is the vase? Can you find the vase? Here is a vase. And what is this? It's 12. What is this? It's 11. What is this? There. What does this card mean? It means the hair. And they look like. Look like. What is this animal? It's a sheep. And what animal is this? It's a dog. What animal is this? It's a fish. And what does this card mean? It means years old. I'm 10 years old. I'm 8 years old. I'm 20 years old. I am 6 years old. And what does this card mean? It means daughter. Daughter. Daughter means a female child. A daughter. And this, what is this? It's a book. And what does this card mean again? It's yours. Yours. Very good. Here goes the word quiz. First question. This is a container for holding flowers on for decoration. This is a container for holding flowers for decoration. What is this? It's a vase. Next question. It is a small, thin rubber bag. It's a rubber bag that you can blow air into or fill with a light gas until it is round in shape. It's round in shape, and it is used for decoration at parties or as a children's toy. You can use it as a toy and also for party decoration. What is this? It's a balloon. Next question. It means a drawing, painting, or photograph, etc. Oh, it means a lot of things. Yes. Drawing, painting, or photograph. We call them pictures. A picture. Next question. It's a farm animal. It's an animal with thick wool, and it eats grass. And it is kept for its wool, skin, and meat. What kind of farm animal is this? It's a sheep. It's a sheep. Next question. It means similar to, in the same way, or manner as. What does it mean? What is this? It's look like. Pat looks like her mother. Her mother, which means Mrs. Green, looks like her daughter. Ned looks like his father, such as this. Very good. And here's the last question. This is your female child. Female child. It's very simple. What is this? It's a daughter. Pat is Mrs. and Mr. Green's daughter. Okay, and now we can move on to the story. It's Unit 8, and the title is, What a Mess! Okay, let's see. Here's the first scene. Simon has made 2 basketballs, one for Pat and one for Ned. So, he left them in a room for the gift. And Mrs. Green called, Children, Simon, come let's eat. Yes, she prepared a very nice meal for them. So they went to eat. Then, what happened next? Zing. This is Zing. Okay, why was Zing in the toy box? Yes, last time, Zing came here through the door from junkyard to their house, and he found a toy box, and he found it very interesting, and he got in there. He was hiding. Then, Zing got out of the box, and Zing made a huge mess on his way out, because the box was filled with toys, and when he got out, the toys were all over the place. Then, what happened next? Yes, there is one ball. Why is there only one ball left here? Because Zing got out of the toy box, and he found the 2 balls there, and he sort of like kicked one of the balls out of the room. So when Pat and Ned got there, there was only one ball left. And they found it, and they said, Oh, it's mine. Where is your ball? It's mine! It's mine! And they fought over the ball. And as they were fighting, they broke a vase, which was Mrs. Green's favorite. And Mrs. Green was very, very angry. Please go to your room. She was very angry. She said, What a mess! Yes, the room was in a mess. Then, in the meanwhile, the workshop, Nikki saw Zing through the computer. She saw what was happening there, and she helped them clean up through the computer. Matt says, What a mess! What a mess! It was a mess. So they started to clean up, and Nikki helped. And they asked Zing to help them as well. So, the lamp is on the desk. And the books are on the shelf. They placed everything in their original place. And then the room was clean again. And in the end, they decided to share this ball. What did they say? It's yours. No, it's yours. Okay, it's ours. And what did Mrs. Green say? She said, It's theirs. Yes, it's a happy ending. Let's check out the key sentences. Scene 1. Simon gives Ned and Pat a baseball each. Simon gives Ned and Pat a basketball each. He made 2 balls. Then they go to the kitchen with Simon and Mrs. Green. They mean Ned and Pat. They go to the kitchen with Simon and Mrs. Green. And what happened next in scene 3? Zing has been hiding in the toy box. Zing has been hiding in the toy box. And Ned and Pat return to the living room. They fought over it. They fought over what? They fought over the ball. The only ball remaining in the room. And in scene 5, Mrs. Green is angry and sends Ned and Pat to their room. Mrs. Green was very, very angry. And in scene 6, Nikki searches for Zing. She sees him in the toy box. Yes, Nikki could see him in the toy box. And what happened next in scene 7? Ned and Pat say the room is a mess. And in scene 8, Ned, Pat, and Zing clean up the mess. And Nikki helped them in the workshop through the computer. And in scene 9, what happened? When Ned and Pat see the other ball, they decide to share. It's ours. Okay. Simon gives Ned and Pat a baseball each. Simon gives Ned and Pat a baseball each. And they go to the kitchen with Simon and Mrs. Green. And they go to the kitchen with Simon and Mrs. Green. And Zing has been hiding in the toy box. Zing has been hiding in the toy box. And Ned and Pat return to the living room. Ned and Pat return to the living room. And Mrs. Green is angry and sends Ned and Pat to their room. And Nikki searches for Zing. She sees him in the toy box. Ned and Pat say the room is a mess. Ned and Pat say the room is a mess. And Ned and Pat and Zing clean up the mess. Ned, Pat, and Zing clean up the mess. And when Ned and Pat see the other ball, they decide to share. It's ours. They decide to share the ball. Here. Here's the bedroom. There was Simon. And in the living room, who were there in the living room? There was Mrs. Green, Simon, and Pat, Ned, and Zing was hiding in the toy box. And in the Simon's workshop, there was Nikki. And Ned and Pat Green's bedroom, there was Ned and Pat and Zing, who came out of the toy box. And in Simon's workshop, there was Nikki again. She helped them through the computer. And in the end, there was Mrs. Green, Ned, and Pat. There. In the first scene, Simon made 2 balls. He made one for Ned and one for Pat. And he was so happy and excited to see them happy. And what happened next? Mrs. Green called out, "Simon, Pat, Ned!" Now the meal is ready, so they went to eat them. And in the workshop, there was Nikki. And Nikki could see Zing through the computer. Where was Zing? He was hiding in the toy box. And when everyone was out for the meal, he came out. He popped out of the toy box. And on his way out, he made a huge mess. The toys were all over the place. And Zing kicked out one of the balls. So one of the balls disappeared. And there was only one ball remaining. And then what happened next? Zing, because of Zing, there was only one ball. So when Pat and Ned got out, they said, "Oh, it's mine. Where is your ball?" And Ned says, "It's my ball. Where is yours?" And they fought. "It's mine. It's mine." And they made a huge mess and they broke Mrs. Green's favorite vase. And when Mrs. Green came, she was very, very angry. She said, "What a mess! Please go to your room." And in the room, Ned and Pat found that the room was in a huge mess with all the toys. So they decided to clean up with Zing. And Nikki helped them through the computer, the workshop. And the room was clean again. And Pat and Ned found the other ball. And they said, "It's yours. It's yours." "Yes, it's ours." And Mrs. Green said, "It's theirs." Yes. So what will happen next? Zing finally got out of the toy box. But Simon hasn't seen him yet, so he's still searching for Zing. What will happen? And what will happen to Nikki? Nikki wants to go to cyberspace. Can she make it to the cyberspace this time? You'll find out. That's it for today, and we Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.